What if everything you've dedicated your life to was ripped away in an instant? Imagine years of loyalty, sacrifice, and hard work ending not in recognition, but in an unthinkable betrayal. This isn't just a story about being fired. It's a story about trust, dedication, and the painful realization that sometimes loyalty doesn't guarantee fairness. For 12 years, Daniel had given his all to the company. He joined as a young, hopeful man who believed that hard work always pays off. He was the first to arrive, the last to leave. He skipped vacations, missed family birthdays, and spent weekends finalizing reports that no one else wanted to touch. His colleagues often joked, "Daniel is married to his job." And in a way he was. The office was his second home, his team his second family. He believed in the company's vision and trusted its leaders completely. Each good performance review reinforced his sense of belonging. He never imagined a day would come when his loyalty would be used against him. Things began to change slowly. New management came in. Colder, more numbers-driven, less personal. Meetings felt tense. Decisions were made without consulting the older staff. Still, Daniel stayed loyal. He trained new employees, even when some of them began taking credit for his work. He ignored the whispers of layoffs and believed his dedication would protect him. But behind closed doors, plans were already being made, and his name was on the list. One Monday morning, Daniel was called into the HR office. The manager sat across from him with a rehearsed smile. "We appreciate your years of service, but due to restructuring, your role is no longer required." First, he thought it was a mistake. Restructuring? After all the sacrifices? After more than a decade of loyalty? His heart pounded as he packed his belongings into a small cardboard box. Colleagues avoided his eyes. The same people who once praised him now acted as if he'd never existed. In that moment, Daniel realized the company he gave everything to didn't even see him as human anymore. He walked out silently, the sound of his footsteps echoing in the hallway that once felt like home. The days that followed were heavy. Daniel sat at home, surrounded by reminders of his years of service. Plaques, certificates, framed photos from company events. He replayed every memory in his mind, trying to understand where it all went wrong. Was he not good enough? Did he trust too much? The betrayal cut deeper than he expected. It wasn't just the loss of a job, it was the loss of identity. Friends told him to move on, but healing doesn't happen overnight. He felt forgotten, abandoned, and broken. But slowly, something began to shift. He started to pray more, to reflect more. And in his quiet moments, Daniel realized that maybe this was not an ending, but a redirection. In time, Daniel discovered peace in the truth that loyalty is a gift, not a guarantee. He learned that people may forget your sacrifices, but God never does. Sometimes the doors that close painfully are the same ones that lead us toward purpose. He began freelancing, using the skills he once gave freely to a company that discarded him. And slowly, confidence returned. He learned that his worth was never tied to a title or a paycheck. It was tied to his faith, his resilience, and his character. Daniel's story reminds us that loyalty should never blind us to reality. Protect your peace. Know your worth. And always remember, betrayal may break you for a moment, but it can also build you into someone stronger. Sometimes losing what you thought you needed is the only way to find what you truly deserve. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to Untold Betrayal for more powerful true-to-life stories like this. Your support helps us share more voices, more lessons, and more healing journeys. Until next time, remember, trust wisely, forgive freely, and never stop believing in your worth.